are inaccessible to fly. And what I mean by that is you can get to the pilot seat, but it says you're not authorized to pilot this ship. These ships can be flown by AI, but not yourself. So, after digging around, I found out that if you look at the chair, first I want to say, if we do this, it could disable your achievements. So you want to have either an achievement enabler or something like that. So if you look at the chair, and you make sure you get it, has a furniture tag there. You know you have it because like usually it's like only 2 options there. There are a few other chairs around in some pilot places, but it always has furniture on it. And you call function BlockActivation false with the quotation marks. And I'll put this in the description as well. So this will give you access to the pilot seat. It'll still say you're not authorized to fly it, but that's okay. There is a way to suppress that, but it doesn't work for all chairs, and it's not really that big of a deal to really even get into it. So if you undock the ship here, you're like, oh great, I can fly this ship. I just undocked from it. Everything's good. And particularly this, spoiler, this ship gets disabled, but don't worry about that. We'll fix that later. You can still fly even if it's disabled because it's not meant to fly anyway. So if I try to go anywhere, it says you cannot fast travel from this location. And the reason because of that is that this is not our home ship. You can't grab jump, you can't do anything, you can't fast travel. It's considering this as like our home ship is over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on our ship. For example, this is going to be the Vigilant Ship Reference. And we want this number right here, the 0257103. It's going to be on any ship. So, for example, if I click on my Frontier, it's going to be the 003 F7EA. It's like a reference number, essentially. Then we want to type in the following. TrySetPlayerHomeSpaceShip. Then you want to put your reference number of the ship you want to set. So, for example, this ship's going to be 00257-103. Successful, right? So now it's successful. If you don't really need anything past that, you don't really need too much more information other than the fact that this ship particularly is glitched. And it has a game-breaking glitch too. And the only way out of it, if you do decide to do this, try to dock this ship, you have to restart the game. So what I mean by that, if I try to take this ship and dock to like the key, for example, it will go through the animation, but it will break the game, essentially. And you will not be able to dock with any ship, like, boarding-wise. Like, it'll still do docking animation, but if you try to board, it won't, like, work anymore. Like, the boarding function just does not work. So I'm not going to show the example of that. I got to restart the whole game if I do that. And the reason because of this is because this ship you're seeing here does not really exist in terms of the normal module ships that we think of. So when you have a normal module ship, it still has like the full interior inside. But if I actually go into the interior of this ship and then go turn collision off and run outside, you can see this is actually just a separate level. That's why there's no windows or anything like that in this level, because it would have to like show outside space, and that's a whole other extra thing. So, and also this level is bigger than what the ship would be, actually. So it's kind of like makes you, it tries to make it feel like you're in a massive ship, and it doesn't really match up one-to-one with the real ship. So because of that, when they did the programming for this ship, let me turn my collision back off. The docking module is only set up for the player ship. And unfortunately, our dock is the player ship right now. The UC Vigilance is this player ship. So because of that, this does not work. It doesn't even give you the option. This inaccessible thing, don't worry about that. That's just going to be on every door but this door right here. If we go to the terminal, you can see that we are actually like docked to ourselves. Like, it shows the ship information, Loki Deathwood's UC Vigilance. So essentially it's like, this is like teleporting back to ourselves essentially, and there's nothing there, or it's not linked to any reference that we know of. So the only way to probably fix this is like when the creation engine comes out. For right now, there's not really a good way to fix it. So I'm gonna go back to the docking station and show you how to get this ship into your inventory and how you can modify it and how you can fix it per se, and how you can make it fully functional in a sense without it being fully functional. So this is not like the best ship for like this scenario. There's a lot of other better ships out there that are like fully functioning module ships, like the Grandma ship, for example. That have special modules on them, but they just like, you can't fly them. So for this particular ship, now that we have it, we can actually fast travel with it, even though the grab drive is broken. It just works. I don't know why. I think it's set up to be programmed just to work no matter what, because the AI flies it. That being said, we have to like teleport somewhere that has like a repair place. And the fastest way I know is just COC in the lodge. That's one off I know off the top of my head. I don't know why. There's several other ones out there. They're kind of confusing though. So I know this one works though. So if I go to the lodge, teleport there, then fast travel back to New Atlantis. Because now it unlocks it because I'm not in the spaceship anymore. Beforehand, it wouldn't allow you to do it because it'll say the ship's too big. And that's the issue. Now the ship's gone. But now I can talk to him and say, hey, can I repair it? It's linked to the last ship you flew. And what's interesting is that you actually can modify this ship too. You can register it. Once you register it, it's yours. To shipbuilding. And you can actually like move these modules around and add more modules to them. Unfortunately, it does say there's too many modules active right now. I think there's a setting you can change for that in the code somewhere to allow more modules, because obviously they did it here. But I haven't really figured out how to get that to work properly. So for right now, you can't. If you want to add more modules to this, you have to delete everything. What's cool though is that this cockpit is a unique cockpit. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen it anywhere else in the game. And you can actually just take this cockpit, delete everything else, and now you have this unique cockpit that's fully functional with a module. So you can put a regular module on it and make a regular ship, and it will work like you expect it to. But you have that cool table and everything like that, like you would with the UC Vigilance. So it's kind of like opens up more avenues. Like these are real engines back here. They have their own tags and thrust and everything like that. I don't know if they have thrust actually. Now I'm thinking about it, because I'm pretty sure a normal engine would say that, but they do have like their weight and stuff like that and health. But so these are all like kind of like different parts, and I think how this is like locked behind is a boolean for like allow. There's a boolean that says allow larger ship modules, and it's always set to false, and I can't figure out a way to set it to like true. And I think that's going to be ship help, ship builder allow. You can see that right here in the console command. It's right here, ship builder allow large modules equals 0. So if you can figure out a way to turn that on, you can actually build ships like this per se. But there's one big issue. These boxes are actually empty, and so there's not really a way to make them like viable. So that being said, if I exit out of here, you can see the ship is like spawns on you. Don't panic. You can get out of that by just going into any fast travel, and oops, I can't fast travel while jumping and falling. If I just want to fast travel, here, I'll just go back to the same place. Come on. Okay, well, it's not letting me fast travel back there. I'm just going to fast travel to this random planet. I'm going to jump. And now this ship is mine, essentially, right? Now I can use it. Laser turrets are very finicky. They sometimes work, sometimes don't. I didn't figure that out. Things of that nature. but it is a working ship, and you can put, you know, power into the engines, and you can put power into lasers and shields and grab jump and all that stuff. You can even grab jump with it. It doesn't work with the animation all that great, because if you try to like grab jump with it, it freaks out a little bit, and the animation like he kind of cuts into the ship. Something like that. If you try to land on a planet, you can't get out of the thing. So that's another thing too. Like you can't really use it for planets, which I don't think the ship was really designed for to ever go on planets, anyways. Like in terms of lore, I wouldn't think you would take something this big onto a planet. You'd have smaller ships out of a hangar, so it kind of makes sense. It doesn't work. So it's a fully functional ship, in a sense, right? It's kind of fun to play with, but what's really cool is special unique ships like Grandma and other things like that have characters in them that are like non-hostile. So you can add a little bit more role play to this game. So this is the Grandma encounter. She's right here, she feeds you and all that stuff, right? If you can't take her ship, it kind of says the same thing. You're not authorized to do that. We're just gonna go in here and say CallFunction, BlockActivation, false, false. I gotta select a chair first. It can be a little bit finicky because other chairs around you, so it may take a few tries. Looks like I got it correctly. I'm gonna undock. Oh, sorry. This is a glitch that's only particularly on my thing. For some reason, I come in undocked on this save. I'll have to dock up real quick. And it's only, you wouldn't have that issue. It's only this issue with my save. I don't know why it keeps spawning me back in with not docked as my other ship, but it does. It's okay. So now it's a fully flyable ship. My companion gets hurt, but I can't teleport around. I can't grab jump or anything like that. But if we set it to my home ship, come back here and do the TrySetPlayerHomeSpaceShip FF088A26. It's gonna be successful. Now it's my home ship. I can now come in here. Example, go to the lodge. Not the lodge, sorry, New Atlantis.
Stop by the lodge and see how things are
You now
going.
have a ship that's fully functional. And it's like, I think this is a unique cockpit because it's like, it's blank in here, but it still works. Like it shows blank right now. I don't think it's ever designed to be used, but if you come down here and you just register it and then you can fly it, there's a side point in there. So let's see. I'm gonna add some money real quick, so I am broke on this save.
You should have got anything you need to offload. Trade authorities always
I'd like to modify my ship.
Okay, no problem.
Let's go ahead and register it. It's now registered to me. And to come back to the ship and go into it, Grandma will still be there. So you could almost like role play having like a grandma with you on your space adventure. And I think that's really cool. I think that's kind of like neat. There she is, right? There's Grandma. And so you can just kind of keep Grandma around while you go, you know, travel to space. And this is a modifiable ship too. I don't know if she stays or not with the ship if you modify it, but this cockpit is fully rendered now. I don't know why it's not rendered on the outside when you're outside in the world, because I don't think it was ever designed to like be like up and close and personal maybe with the player. But I think this is a unique cockpit. It's cool. You got a captain's locker. I mean, you can transfer stuff into it. It's really, really cool ship. And you know, when you set your home ship, you can actually like, add the armillary now. You can add your cargo hold. These things pop up that are not normally there, and that's true for a lot of ships, including the Vigilance. But the Vigilance armillary will only pop up if you build a ship with a cockpit. It won't pop up if you don't use it sideways. So I can add in like my armillary. There's my armillary. And if I wanted to, I can continue going from there. But yeah, so it's just it's really cool aspect that can add more role play to the game and more features and just kind of like explore more avenues of maybe legendary ships that are not normally attainable that now you can use in your save. This may disable your achievements though, so be really wary of that. There are several game-breaking bugs with certain ships. The ships need to be not broken, the ships need to have a fully rendered like standard modules that we know with a normal ship builder. Whereas like the UC Vigilance and maybe some other ships out there may have special interiors that are not normally there. That's something you want to kind of keep in mind. So, alrighty. If you have any questions or anything like that, just let me know. I'll put everything in the description for the commands.